Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations for yourself to develop your spiritual practice. So when it comes to meditation, actually we can't teach for yourself to exactly how you should do it. So you have to get it out of the information you gain and out of the practice. You have to develop your method. So what we can do, we can give tools. It's like giving a map and explaining it. But journey, you have to make it happen. So that's why more and more you have to look into yourself and see how your practice work. Another thing is why we have to practice meditation like this. Why we all work hard like this. Why we every day try to bring some kind of understanding to our life. So today we are going to look into that little bit. So when it comes to Buddhism, there are two kind of followers. So one is called the Stravaka Buddha, or the Stravaka, or the listener, or the follower. Another one called Pacceka Buddha. So the Pacceka Buddhas are kind of like the Buddhas attain to enlightenment themselves. And they don't follow anyone. Out of their own practice, out of their own inner experience, they understand the very nature of life and they attain the Buddhahood. But the thing is, they have no ability to share that path with others. They just become a Buddha themselves. But the Stravaka Buddha is kind of like us. We accumulate the wisdom or the knowledge from outside through listening, through watching, reading, having conversations. So like that, we gain the wisdom, we purify the wisdom that we have within us. And then we apply it to ourselves. And then we fulfill the journey. So when it comes to this both path, what we understand, that is the important part. And as a follower, or as a, like this kind of seeker, or the Pacheka Buddha, or themselves, when they attain to know what they find, an end of this all, what you recognize. And we can say impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness. Regarding what? So that is about your own existence. So this existence, completion of this life, journey of life, come from another direction and call it dependent origination. And another way it called 12 links of dependent origination. So how this becoming happens? Because once you see it, you recognize what is the meaning of impermanence and what is the meaning of unsatisfactory nature and how it becomes selfless. So this dependent origination is the very deeper foundation that you understand as a Dharma. And it gives complete understanding to yourself. So when it comes to that very purpose of this whole practice, understanding it, and at the same time, we want to end this becoming, the birth, and we have to end the death. So that is the victory that you can gain. Because when you die, if you're not going to born again, there is no death. But if you born, what will happen? You will get aging, sickness, disease, disappointment, unhappiness, fear, sadness, worry. That it is everything going to happen if you born. So most of time in the world nowadays, people, all the scientists and the wise thinkers, everybody try to kind of like find a way how to live long. Many research keep happening, and a lot of people funding for many kind of projects to make some kind of tools or medication or the machines or the environment, how to live long. But when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, it is not about live long. What the Buddha found out, how you can stop this becoming, because that is the real solution, not just live long, because somehow, how far? Maybe you may think, oh, 200 years. Oh, that's a long time. 200 years is not a long time. If you look at this world history, 500 years, 1,000 years. So then after that, what will happen? If you live 1,000 years, you will have so much craving, desire, and you have to go through so much drama. And then what will happen after that all? Again, you have to die. So there's no end. But how about if you focus, how you can stop this becoming? So when it comes to the dependent origination, that is where it focuses. So there are 12 steps when it comes to becoming. So we end with the death. That is the end result. But that ending result becomes the beginning result from another side. So let's take this ending result. ending point, the death. Death happened because of aging. And the aging happened because of the birth. The birth happened because of the becoming. And the becoming happened because of the clinging. The clinging happened because of the craving. The craving arises because of the feelings. Feelings arise because of the contact. So the contacts arise, you get the contacts because of you have the six senses. And the six senses you gain because of this name and form. So the name and form, another way, the body and mind. So you gain this body and mind because of the consciousness. So the consciousness you gain because of the mental formations. You gain the mental formations because of the ignorance. So this all, ignorance, mental formations, consciousness, name and form, or the body and mind, and the six senses, and the contacts, feeling, craving, clinging, becoming, birth, aging, and death. This all happens because of ignorance. So why we practice meditation? Rather than fighting to increase the longevity, because the ignorance is the reason for this all. And if you find the solution for your ignorance, you change everything. So when you have the ignorance, what happens? It takes us to mental formations. So today we are going to talk about a little bit deeply what is this mental formations, because that is the most important thing you have to understand. Because this everything happened as a result of something. So in this very moment, as who you are, what you experience this all because of, as a result of something. So this is, we are in a pattern, we are in a process. So the mental formations means reactions. So the reactions is kind of like a impression of the habit that we have formed in our stream of consciousness moment. It's a deeply in your consciousness. It already formed and you go through it. You go through it. And because of that, you reacting, look into you. Look into your life just for a day. Just take a today. See, go backward and see what you mean by your life, that whatever the life you already had. The most of things happen because of the reactions. So from where that reactions came, it's not happened automatically. Because deeply in you, there is a habitual pattern that bring it, that habitual pattern push us to repeat. And that repetition comes. And so let's go to a simile, example, river. So the river is a continuation of a stream or the flow. But at the same time continue And at the same time, it has a pattern. That's how the river forms. It's continue non-stop pattern. And that pattern itself become a current, stream. And what happens by the time, the very next drop of water, once it caught into this current, what happens? That drop of water can't take a very independent decision. It goes with the current. It doesn't find a different path. It can't create a kind of like a different way of stream. It follows this. So when it follows drop by drop, just imagine from the sky, it drops, it's a very pure, very new drop of water. But once it come to that stream, what happens? It caught up to the current and go with the repetition. And again and again, whatever come, it go with that. So as a result of that, what happens? The river becomes strong. And it create, once the river becomes strong, it create kind of like a memory. So then just imagine, there's a kind of like a drought come, no rain, everything dry. After 100 years, suddenly it start to rain. What do you think? Heavy rain. Can you imagine that? The dry, invisible river start to come back. How it happened? Because that is the power of the stream, repetition. It hold it to memory. It keep the path. It doesn't disappear. So whatever come, it hold it to that pattern. So same like in you. So you are kind of like in a stream, that's habitual pattern. You keep going. Every thought, it's kind of like the empowering the stream. All that whatever you see, it's like drop of water. With your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, perception, what you perceive, all kind of like a drop of water put into that river. So what happened? When it comes, what you does, you react. So your reactions come as a result of that stream. So whatever the perception you perceive, even if it is the very brand new moment, once it come to you, it's kind of like a very, the drop of water from the far away from this sky, come to the river and drop it. And from there, it caught up to the current. So whatever you see, maybe you go to another planet, whatever you come, whatever you get to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, for the 6 senses, right away, it caught up to the current. And then keep going. That pattern is so strong than you think. Just imagine that it's like if we, burn this wood, put the fire, and you may see the flame here from the beginning. but the heat is already before the flame. Try to understand this. If you burn this, you may see the flame here, but the heat is already before the flame. So the heat is keep going. Heat is like the stream, and it keep going. It facilitates the flame. So same like. So the what you experience in the moment as a repetition, it's a kind of like the flame. But already the heat went through you. That your habitual pattern, the current, went through you. And if you become very conscious, what will happen? You can see this, how this mind work underneath your actions, reactions. And that is why, because mental formation create the consciousness. So that your consciousness depend on your mental formation. So if you go with the habitual pattern, what will happen to your consciousness? It helps us. It also develop as a habitual consciousness. So, but now just imagine you come to the very moment, tranquilize the mind, and you stop this reaction pattern, and you develop the awareness. As a result of that, what will happen? Your consciousness start to build on that awareness, not according to the reaction. See, now you change the path. Only the human being can do this. Only you can do that. No any other animals. They always go with the reactions, and their conscious depend on that. Look at this, all this animal world. Look that. And then you will see. They all react. If you train them to react, they will do that. That's how their consciousness work. But we no need to be like that. You can change your consciousness. You can change your mental formations. How? Stop reacting. Because this reaction part, if that is where we can catch this whole process and change. Because the most of other things and happen as a result of this, but this is a very beginning point, and it related to the wisdom. So once you have the clarity right away, your reactions going to change. And once that mental formations change, the process cannot overtake that, because it's the stream always go downward. It cannot, your consciousness cannot come back and make you ignorance. No, because your consciousness depend on mental formations. Not the mental formations depend on consciousness. Your mental formations depend on ignorance. Not the ignorance depend on the mental formations. So that's why this called that if you are capable to develop this path, even one moment, you drop the current. And once you drop even one for 1 second, it's a victory. And that is possible. So then in day-to-day life, look into you and withdraw from that reactive nature. Go anything, you will see. Go deeper, 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 you will see. You may think, oh, I am conscious. Oh, well, you are conscious, but you repeat your actions because the consciousness depend on mental formations. So just being conscious, just knowing not enough, because maybe knowing whatever you do as a habit. I can ring the bell, oh, I know, oh, it's, ringing the bell, I know, you are conscious, but this action happens as a habit. So then how about that? So why that come like that way? Because of the ignorance. So what is this ignorance mean then? The ignorance about the self or the I am. So I am means permanent, independent existence. Oh, there is someone kind of the soul or the self kind of like a permanently exist inside me or somewhere outside. So what is this? What is this soul or the self means? How it came? So that the ego or the soul or the self is the habitual thinking or the personality that you build up life to life. So as example, if you think about someone who passed away related to you, maybe your mother, father, brother, sister, or your son, daughter, or maybe good friend. When you think about that person, so what part you take as a memory? Because that person already gone. So that maybe we say, oh, his soul somewhere. So what part? Is it his name or her name? Or just the picture or the form or whatever that good action done by that person to you or the bad action done by that person to you? Oh, what you take as the memory regarding that person? Remember, when you remind someone who already gone, in that very moment, in that mental formation, that everything related to that person is kind of like a capsule. In one thought, that whole life inbuilt. That is that is where this ego or the soul appear. When you say soul, that soul means all about that person, everything, not one part. So then when it comes to a person or soul or the whole or the everything, it is not a permanent existence, because that each and every part of that person depend on something, but we didn't see it. Because when we want to mention about that person, it is not one part. Overall, we talk about that whole person. And what happens is, especially when it comes to this world war, like First World War, it's a more than 1 million people died. And Second World War, more than 7 million people died. And the person who used to be with you suddenly disappeared. And they didn't know what happened to this person. Like, just imagine, as parents, what suddenly if your son or the daughter disappeared, they start to think that person, that as a whole, that the person exists somewhere, because they can't understood, kind of like it disappeared, vanished, like die. Even, when someone, missing, we don't know that person living or dead. We just know missing, and we have hopes. Maybe that person will come one day. So that is how the idea of soul became so strong, because a lot of people disappeared, missing. And then the other people start to wait for the person who disappeared. And then that waiting time gave them hopes. And with that hopes, they build up dreams related to that people. And that's where this idea of soul became so powerful. And then what happens? Out of that, we thought, oh, it affects for us also. So when I die or when I disappear, the other people will continue like me. So then we gave the hopes to others. And then we bound each other. And sometimes we gave hopes. I will do this, that. And not only that, it go beyond the death also sometimes. Some people say, when I die, I will take care of you. I will watch you like a ghost, like an angel. I come back and protect you. See, sometimes when your loved ones died, you think they somewhere waiting and protecting you. How it come? Because the hopes. That hopes didn't happen suddenly, because it built little by little, little by little, little by little. But somehow when it comes to the idea of self, it's like this, everything that regarding you, not one part. So everything regarding you, once it becomes the memory, once it becomes the thoughts, it empowers the idea of soul. So meditation will help you slowly untangle and go reverse and see how this happened all. And then you can recognize this everything happen as a result of something, result of something, result of something. So once you understand that, you're not bound to the moment of experience. You are not craving to the moment of experience. You have no fear to the moment of experience. You are not be a debtor to the moment of experience. Because you know what you experience or what happen according to the necessary cause and conditions in that environment. That's it. So in case if you are capable to change the cause and conditions in that environment, what will happen? What you experience going to change. So now you get the secret, how you can change the life. So change the conditions around you, and then you will see you change. No, the one is that the important thing when it comes to the body. A lot of people are struggling to to get into shape or the kind of like a change the pattern of the body. So how the body happens? The body happens because of the food. So if you change the the pattern of the food, there's no way you're going to keep the same kind of physics or the body. It has to change, because you can't change the conditions. But what happens? The repetition, the reactions, the current, we repeat. For a day, one day, a lot of people came to this New Year resolutions. You look, 31st night, January 1st, you came with, this year I'm going to get, this, that. But now how about, half of the month slowly gone. So now how about, what happened? You went back to the same couch. You went back to the same chair. You went back to the same TV program. You went back to the same conversation. You went back to the same meal. You went back to the same sleeping pattern. You went back to the same kind of lifestyle. So change. It is not a magic. So this is what understood. Even there is no Buddha. There were some people, or by observing, deeper observing, they themselves understood this. That's why they call the Pacheka Buddha. So you also can do this. So life is not a magic. Life is a repetition of your own habits. That's it. So if you want a new life, what you need to do? Get into the real model of your life and stop that what you keep repeating, and start to develop that whatever the conditions that you need to gain that life. So then by the time you will get it. But deeper mental formations so strong is because it has memory. This memory is pulling us, hold us, anchoring us to this world. So we are so craving to memory. Why people get selfie? Why everywhere people go pictures? Why people keep recording? Memory. Why people dreaming? Memory. People want to go back, and why people keep talking, reminding the memory. Memory is kind of like a giving taste, like a salt and sugar. But end of the day, it can kill you. So that means it holds you. So if you want to untangle, if you want to build up a new version of you, if you want to completely come to the point to experience the newness, so go into deeper in your life and see from where this comes. What is the foundation that you build this all? Your habits, repetition, reactions, memory. Get out of this. That all happened. It happened. Throw that all away. It's like you go to this computer, this recycle bin, and you click, delete, sound come, like that. Do it to your life. Because with this memory, you can't go this journey. This is the result you gain out of that, your memory. Out of your repetition, this is who you are. There's no any better version going to come out of that, whatever that you keep doing. This is the best that you had. So if you want to change this version, so look back and don't repeat your yesterday, because today is the result of your yesterday. So if you keep repeating the same today, you are tomorrow going to be the same you like this. If you want to change this, from this moment, you change the pattern. There are many format, methods, systems, structures, blueprints, everywhere in this universe. But for you, you can develop a very masterpiece, whatever work for you, whatever want for you, So start to work on that. So once you understand, because there is no permanent, independent, concrete, unchangeable self. That's how, through the practice, we come to the point to understand this power of repetition. So that is why you take very conscious decision, moment by moment, not to repeat. And that is why you develop the clarity. And then after that, it's everything by the time going to be clear. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes yourself and say so patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. So all the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.